Welcome to the Developer Experience Show. This is your host Saurav Pathak and thank you for joining us today. In each episode, we are going to have some fascinating conversation, expert interview, and thought-provoking discussions on Bagisto. But before we move on to the conversation, do not forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future podcast. And if you like our work, please leave a review in the comment section below. It will really help us grow.
Performance, how quickly the things can be done, and there are various tests that we did. As Roy said, we explored 4 different platforms. Our team Mehul and his team side, even Debanjan side, and they just checked out all these 4 different platforms, how the architecture is built, how.
See, yes, for a moment, go back to Laravel, right? When it started, the lead author, is still supporting the core of it.
Yeah,
Go back to Linux Storm World is still supporting the core of it. Right? But the entire community is around it.
In today's podcast, our guests are Mr. Debanjan Roy, who is the technology manager at Sultan Centre, and the co-founders of TechSevin solution, Mounish and Mehul. We are going to discuss with each one of them on their insights and using Bagisto in aligning the technological goals of Sultan Centre.
So thank you everyone for joining today on the podcast, and it's been a wonderful day here in Delhi. I want you guys to give a bit of an introduction about yourself to our listeners and what actually you are doing and what's going on in the career. So we can start with Mounish.
Hey guys, I'm Mounish, one of the co-founders of this company TechSevin. We are e-commerce website development and mobile application development agency. And we work extensively with enterprise clients wherein we work on various different frameworks like Bagisto, Magento, Shopify Plus, those kind of Salesforce Commerce, those kind of platforms. And we help retailers and brands achieve their digital commerce goals. Yes, so that's what we are. It's actually its 9th birthday for TechSevin today. So on 10th of August, we have completed 9 years. So thanks, Saurav, for listening.
A very wonderful happy birthday to TechSevin and to the founders Mounish and Mehul.
Thank you.
And wish more success to them.
Yeah,
Sure. Thank you. Also, yes, Saurav. So also, I'd like to introduce. Shall I do the introductions?
Or up to you, Saurabh. We'll do ours, I think.
Yeah, you can do it by yourself.
Yeah. So again, I have with me Mehul. He is my co-founder. And I also have with me Debanjan. He is from Sultan Centre. He leads the tech over there, and he leads the e-commerce tech over there. And yes, so that's it. Then we have him over here. Over to you, Saurav.
Yeah, great. So Debanjan, I want to ask you, since you are leading the tech department of Sultan Centre, could you let our listeners know a bit about what Sultan Centre is, what they are doing, and what is the unique proposition that Sultan Centre is presenting?
So Sultan Centre is originally a company based out of Kuwait. It's been established almost 55 years back. It's a very reputed company in Middle East region. We are present in 4 countries: Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, and Jordan. And we are a big retailer who has a lot of retail stores across. Primary business is FMCG. You can make it out from the background that we are in. Right. So we are into core FMCG. Groceries is our core. But we also do a lot of home center and a couple of other segments of retail. But it generally focuses around FMCG. We're not into any FMCG or FMCG all of our FMCG. And it's a great company. We have a core value system. We always strive our vision is to define the number one retailer across the region, and we may be there always constantly maintaining, but everybody's choice should be Sultan. So that's a very short introduction for us. That's it.
Okay, good to know that. Since you told that it's a company based out of Kuwait, right? So could you give us a bit insight on how does the e-commerce system span out in the Middle East country? after Amazon acquired Souk.com a few years back, there have been a lot of investment going on there, right? So what actually is the landscape looking for e-commerce in the Middle East countries?
So Middle East has always been very enthusiast in general when it comes to adoption of tech, and the retail is a basic need of human chain, right? So it has always been there, but e-retailing and e-commerce has a lot of scope because previously the generation, they were still into the brick and mortar stores, right? And with the advent of e-commerce, the entire Middle East has started accepting it on a great extent. These days, e-commerce for every brand is not a statement of brand value, it's a necessity, right? Because everybody knows that e-commerce is the next thing. The markets are yet to mature to a great extent. Given Middle East, the logistics arrangements are really different than other regions they are. COVID specifically taught us that there were situations where at times where in COVID, the retail stores were shut off, right, because you cannot have physical contact. So the only way that was there was for the business was e-commerce. So I think in my best and shortest opinion, to keep it short, e-commerce has a great long path in the Middle East. It is not a very extremely mature market. There's a lot of potential growth, lot of cross-selling, lot of different categories of retail segment are available. You will start seeing not only e-commerce, but people are moving to quick commerce models right now. So, adapting, you ask the question, how does e-commerce work? We're moving lots ahead, which is Q-commerce, and it's adapted and used a lot across the region. Specifically, given the way geography is there, the temperature, the construction, infrastructure, it makes a lot of sense that this happens. And given the logistics where the fuel is at a low cost rate, right? This makes it more convenient to scale the business internationally. Right. Obviously, the supply chain is a different story, right? Because things are being import. But if you look at it overall, it's great. I would say there's a lot of scope, and we are at the start, and everybody is excited as demographics. Everybody is excited for e-commerce. In general, in their habit, in lifestyle.
Great. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you. And I suppose it's not just e-commerce. I think if we talk of any particular tech stack, like even like blockchains or like Web3, you see like Dubai is becoming a very core capital of this particular technology. A lot of technology in these areas are coming, and then other countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar are adopting that as well, right?
Yes.
Coming back to Mounish, when we talk about a development company like TechSevin, right? So you have been working for past 9 years on various tech stack, and you have been dealing with a lot of customer, right? So what actually is your perspective of the customers if you have in Middle East, right? They do have any certain kind of requirements that they need, that they want to be successful in the MENA region, or it's quite same with any other customer from Asia Pacific or US or any other countries?
So see, there's one basic thing that all the customers in MENA region they require is they want their site to be on RTL, that is on Arabic. They need language translator. They need to show you. That's one basic thing. Another thing is they have smaller demographics than what we have in India. So the countries are smaller in size. Few of the countries they don't have pin codes like we have. They have something like area, and with a smaller demographics. So for logistics, there are few different customizations that they need on the checkout part. Rest, I think so. It's all similar. Retail works globally. Retail works in the same way. There's bit of customer difference in the behavior of shopping of customer, a bit of that, but I think overall it remains the same throughout the globe. I think all of our customers they have the same type of requirement if we see. Apart from yes, in Middle East, in MENA region, they have a mix
talking about the technological challenge, if you have specifically faced any particular technology challenge while dealing with the customer or Middle East? Like when you told that they require the RTL layout. I think that's the reason why we provided RTL layout by default in Bagisto when we launched 4 years back, right? Because we wanted to target the people in that particular region. So when we talk about RTL layout and then providing the translation in Arabic in those regions, right? So have you faced any kind of technological challenge when we talk in terms of these translations and everything?
No, I would say I think so. Currently, all the platforms that are present, they come with this default set because yes, as rightly said earlier, MENA region, Middle East regions, all of them they have this basic requirement, and I think for all the platforms which are present right now, they have adapted to this thing since the start. This is some basic requirement. If you go to European region, they have French and German by default.
Yes, right.
They want it by default, right? So it is same with the countries in Middle East. They want Arabic by default. So I think for all the platforms they are already set, and I think Bagisto did well over there. That since day one you had that support available to build a site. It makes it a bit easier for us to do the implementation.
Great.
I would say that there is one thing which is very common in Middle East, except I would say Saudi Arabia, because the geographical placement of Saudi Arabia is a bit different, right? It's more of like hub to hub delivery, right? Hub spoke delivery, and then you go to the next layer of last mile, right? But the rest of the Middle East is more of a hyper local market. Right?
Okay.
Very hyper local in nature because of the geography, the way the geography is, the way the setup is. Talk about Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Bahrain, Dubai, like all the Emirates, right? All the 7 Emirates, they all are in these hyper local sections, right? So the point is that if you asked about the Visto, they had a concept which was more aligned with the delivery model is more of a hub spoke and a line delivery sort of thing, right? Where the inventory sources was not distributed across a source of inventory, more of a multi-source inventory, where you actually aggregate the inventory sources from different inventory sources and you show a combined inventory. This is in Middle East. I think Bagisto or any other platform which aspires to provide this technology solution should adapt the hyperlocal where by default you have store level inventory, because that's important. That's how the logistic movement is, right?
True.
That is one thing that I think they should adapt. We had to go through that cycle of change and we adapted them.
Okay. Talking about the point when you actually thought of choosing a technology. So Sultan Centre being a 55 years old entity, right? And if you are going to make something in tech, you want to choose a tech which is quite reliable. It should align with the goals of the company, right? So
Absolutely.
What actually was going through your mind or your thought process before choosing a platform to develop this e-commerce tech stack for Sultan Centre? So could you just let us know what exactly you were thinking at that point of time and how you came on the point that, okay, let's go and start building the solution on this particular platform?
Well, the goal was always very clear, right? Any technological upgrade is to do what exactly is achieve the product scale, one, and second, maintain the product quality service. Right? This is the two primary goals, because the rest is all business-driven decisions at how you set up your product. So, from a technological standpoint, these two are the primary goals. Now,
third is performance. Yes.
Third is performance.
Right.
Thank you so much. So, yes, scale and performance. True. So, these three are very important aspects for choosing a technology, because honestly, there's also the fourth hidden element, which is the cost. Right?
Right.
When you choose a particular technology, there's always a cost attached to it. And this is one very sub aspect, that you don't want to have a lot of tech debts when you choose a particular technology, because eventually you keep growing on the business cycle, right? And you keep flourishing on the product. So you want to keep a platform which is easy to sort of develop, deploy and all of that, right? And not lead to a lot of tech debts, and ease of deployment is important from a tech point of view. These were the clear parameters that were needed. Now, just to give a bit of a history, we were an event in that, right? It's a great platform. To be honest, I'm the young as a tech enthusiast. It's a great platform. It suffices the need of us in a time where we were in a certain situation in the business. But it cannot suffice enterprise level requirements to an extent where it can meet scale, performance, ease of managing, ease of development, right? Yes, it is a great community and the enterprise around it, which sort of focuses on something, a couple of some, out of the box features, right, which saves the development time. But again, the scale remains the problem. For an enterprise, scale is obviously important, right? Because you want to cater to that mass population where you're already born with us and the business, maintaining that scale, right? From operations to the products to sourcing to all of it. So eventually, if your tech doesn't scale up to that level of traffic and consumption and overall service delivery, then you always have a problem. So even though Magento had, which was a great kind of Magento, but they had this community which goes around a lot of plugin in the box, but it cannot scale up, right? So that was one reason that we were looking. And there are, I don't know how much am I allowed to go technically in this specific one. I can go more detailed level, but I just keep it short. If you do a core tech analysis, and when I say tech is listen architecture level analysis to a very computation granular level analysis, you will find the way the structure of certain platforms here in our case I'll specifically say for health or development, right? There are fundamental flaws which they should not do, right? As overall of that model. This is at the scale of that thing. We evaluated 3 to 4 platforms. The reason Bagisto came out of the choice was it kind of fitted except the community part, and I told you it
Yes,
was
right.
a MSI sort of a thing. But again, we didn't expect it to be 100% a sufficing thing for everybody. That never happened in the space of technology. That's why we always exist, having our jobs and works and business, right? So, but it sufficed a lot many areas with those performance because they didn't have, I'm skipping the technical details out of it, that there were few architectural and computational caveats which Magento had. Bagisto doesn't have that. And on top of it, it sends open source framework which allow you to extend, make changes, be flexible. Very important aspect, deployment. Right, my deployment life cycle on like Magento, even if you look at other platforms that we have used, but and any others, I'm not taking any of them. The deployment takes a bit of a downtime, and in an enterprise, specifically when you're e-retail, if you're crossing, right, on top of it, Apples and Watch, they can't afford to do that. They can't have a downtime. Because if there's a downtime, then it's flop because you can't dictate when the customer will come. These are 2 segments that the customer will need. You can shop anytime. Might as well you will do very less frequent shopping for electronics. Any other deployments or other platforms, you need to consume certain level of complexity, time, downtime, all of that. With Bagisto, you find it very quick. It's a matter of seconds. I think if you remember me only, right, we used to struggle if you have to deploy a change. We used to struggle and ensure that we'll do it in the morning.
Early morning.
The traffic, depending on the level of release. We had a major release finish early morning with the downtime. Otherwise, we used to been worrying around certain 15-20 minutes of bandwidth. Now, no, during the daytime, peak traffic, nothing.
When before we do once in a week, now we can do every day.
Literally every day, and we have done few ways where still today, if there's a low traffic at a certain point, we do it. Obviously, there's a lag of 1 second, which is acceptable, which is actually not if I'm a tech aspirant to a very high standard level, but we do in that way. It's a contract that we do. But in Bagisto, I found that there is a way where you can even avoid a zero down deployment. You can do that. Right? Absolutely, if you have a right infrastructure design, if you deployed it correctly, and any of the deployments is zero downtime. So that was one thing that I liked. It already had surpassed on the scale because you guys didn't follow. I don't know how much of you don't know, but you guys didn't follow those caveats with Magento and other platforms in terms of computation. specifically I will keep it short, 5 countries, the way the structure is. It is very good, right? And yes, I see a great scale over here. You can scale this to a great extent. Yes, obviously there are few gaps. We will come to that section, which I believe that we are using Bagisto in the core business, which is a very important decision, right? Like honestly, it was a neck on the line that changing this to this core platform. It's like a neck on the line, right? You have business on the line, but no, the calculations before came out right. With all the math that we have saw, things is right. And yes, there is a great improvement here. So I can tell you those what improvements are. So yeah, these are our reasons for choice.
Great. That's good to know of every technical parameters you went on detail. Okay, I'll come back to Mehul here. Okay, that dealing with a customer like Sultan Centre, okay, which has been a very reputed brand in Kuwait, right? And then choosing a tech stack to build their platform, and then like moving from Magento to Bagisto. I think it would be something very might it can be a risky decision as well, as Debanjan told that business on the line, right? So what actually was going through the mind of you guys when you decided to choose Bagisto and move from Magento to Bagisto? Because otherwise most people would not be happy to do that, because Magento been there for a long time, Bagisto has been there for 4 years only. Okay, so what actually gave you the trust and confidence that okay, I think we can go ahead with Bagisto and deliver the solution to Sultan Centre?
Yeah, so basically, there are some common features. Okay, moreover, that is our backend. Okay, so when we were used to Magento backend. Okay, and when we see the Bagisto backend, it is almost like same. Okay, and backend is same, and then we decided, okay, front end we can do anything with front end. Okay, there is no issue in that. But if backend is powerful, yeah, then we can go with the Bagisto. Whatever we need in backend, okay, that we have in Bagisto. That is one of the reasons. That's why we choose this Bagisto. The second, it is very lightweight. Okay.
Okay.
What we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what were the actually like tech caveats that Debanjan was like speaking, like which was is something that Bagisto solved compared to Magento, right? Like if you can just give a bit tidbits on that, like what actually Bagisto was solving those small functionalities that was there in Magento but not at a good level, that Sultan Centre can use that.
Yeah, so basically, there are almost same what we want in as per our requirement. Okay, so that's easy to us to choose the Bagisto.
So let me jump in over here, Saurabh. So it's more about rather than yes. See, feature wise, business. Someone who is going to use the system, for them, yes, backend it needs to be same. They don't want to get trained on a new system, right? So that's the reason. Yes, the part that you explained is perfectly that. The other main reason that why we are looking to move to Bagisto or any other platform, moving away from Magento Enterprise to any other platform. The reason was scale that Roy C just mentioned, performance, how quickly the things can be done, and there are various tests that we did. As Roy said, we explored 4 different platforms. Our team Mehul and his team said, even Debanjan said, and they just checked out all these 4 different platforms, how the architecture is built, how it can be scaled in future. They wanted to launch quick commerce. They were just into a normal omni-channel delivery earlier, but then they wanted to have a quick commerce thing. They wanted to scale it to next level. They were present in Kuwait online. For online, they were present in Kuwait. They wanted to launch in three more countries.
Okay.
That is Bahrain, Jordan, and Oman. So this is their future plan for next 2-3 years, and that's the reason Debanjan came up that okay, now this is some future plan for Sultan Centre, and we want to expand in a very quick way. Along with the performance, along with the cost of infrastructure, along with the ease of implementation and building it. And then we started exploring different platforms. Our team went ahead, they checked out different platforms, how we can go and break it as per what we want. And eventually, yes, right.
So actually, if you look at it, there was a very fundamental reason of using Bagisto, extremely fundamental, right? It's not that Magento doesn't allow the customer, for sure. If you look at Magento customization, we all have been from the background was Magento and different frameworks. It has a way to extend everything. It has a way of, it's a very good sophisticated one. But there was an architectural flaw in Magento. There is still today, even with the new one, right? And that's the reason it will never scale. One of the core reasons why Bagisto win is because you guys use Laravel, right? And Laravel itself is a very powerful framework, very light framework. It eliminates, the reason you get performance out of Bagisto or any other Laravel based platform is because you don't do your file level computation with XML and too many of other things that the Magento does, which makes it very slow. Every aspect, every person opens the app and he sees the product, right? But this over the World Wide Web, with these infrastructure of today, the time it takes is not on the API, it takes the server and the bandwidth, right? That architecture and that computation of file level was actually solved in this. I'm just again not going much detail, but this was the fundamental reason which Bagisto won over. This is one. Second, one of the reasons because we evaluated other platforms, right? And we chose this approach was the way the database is designed for this, right? Leaves a lot of room to make it extremely lightweight and still cohesive. Like anybody from a good architectural background, you pick up an individual from a good architectural background, is asked, it's like a word of God for him, is to be scalable, cohesive, and replicable systems to be built, which suffices whatever the functional needs are from business to business, right? Any functional architecture. So Bagisto actually solved that, right? Yes, there are other areas of improvement, but Bagisto actually solved it. This is the core reason that we actually did a scale performance. You remember, we did a scale performance after that. We did a POC, we did a scale performance. You guys had already uploaded on our platform. We read the scale retrospects, that how much scale did you make, how much products did you test it with, right? So we revalidated all those at our end. Because we did the POC, we did a scale about this gives a performance, and if there will be changes, but even those changes that we need as the core business will not affect because the database design was very lightweight, right? Unlike what Magento does, right? I mean, keeping it short, like the way other couple of platforms do, right? This is why I think the platform had a success, right? For scale and performance and ease of deployment.
I think for scalability, we did had a podcast last month with Mounish where he told that you guys were actually trying to break Bagisto for first up to 20 days.
Yes.
A month, and then you actually went on using it as a platform, right?
Yes.
And he really put a very great insight that what actually they did, because even I don't know how many people do that in today's time, that they took so much time in understanding the platform and try to do a JMeter test on scalability and performance and then choose. I think that's a wonderful process that they followed, and then they went out to choose Bagisto. Coming back to as a follow-up question on this, apart from performance and scalability, I think for e-commerce, security and data privacy is another concept, another area that people do take care into, do consideration, right? And could you, any one of you can give a bit of an insight, you guys have been working Magento and Bagisto. So when it comes to security and data privacy and storing the data in database and encrypting it in certain format, right? So did you actually try to do something different here, or you just went and moved the Laravel thing here?
No, we did it different. Actually, we obviously leveraged what. By the way, you guys want to answer this one? You can go ahead. Otherwise, I'll answer this. Okay. So actually we did it because see, Laravel itself is a very strong framework, as I said, right? And it comes out with certain security out of the box, specifically when you talk about web security, which covers up your OWASP or your XSS, cross-site scripting, all those standard hack methodologies that exist today, unless you have designed it wrong. That's a different discussion, right? So it covers that one. Second, the good thing, the Bagisto thing that we liked about is the segregation. You see all the admin sections that you do right on Bagisto, right? These forms, web forms, have their certain way of pushing the data, right? And way of accessing the data, programmatic learning. Shanna was a little deep about it. So that is a good thing. The way the standard code is written is a very good thing, a very structured thing. So that is where the security gets sometimes. On top of it, we specifically customized, we implemented a lot of other security mechanisms like good WPA, a couple of others that we did, which are standard core security learnings that you apply in certain sensitive areas. Right? We did all of that. So I think overall, the boilerplate that we got from Bagisto, which we didn't have to worry, was the OWASP standards and the standard security frameworks that they should cater for. Right? Because then we would not focus on cross-site scripting, this, that, and we will waste our time over there. But that was already taken care of, not only at obviously at an RL level in the first place, but on top of it, even you guys had the code that we have followed the standards of Laravel and followed internal coding mechanism. That was like a great relief for us. Because that was one of the parameters we were evaluating. Because you couldn't pick up a platform that is not secure.
Right.
So that kind of eased the burden from us. We didn't have to bother on. We were like on the job, focusing on building it, focusing on the product, not focusing on the security. Yes, the few areas which were sensitive, which I don't expect any platform to get, where the data sensitive areas were present, where we implemented our security mechanism, which is fair. No platform will do that. I think that was a great choice.
Yeah, I think apart from Laravel, from the very first day, what we did is that there's one guideline which WASP has got for the PHP based commerce website, right? And they have got some 14 or 15 points listed that this is something which you should follow. Okay. And that is what we did from the very start, that we were not very much dependent on Laravel for security purpose, but we also followed those guidelines as well.
Yes.
In trying to incur more security practices in Bagisto, right? Coming back to Mounish and Mehul, from TechSevin perspective, when you guys are working on a lot of platforms, and I'm pretty sure that you might have got a lot of customers who have got their site on Magento compared to Bagisto, right? From past 9 years, which you guys delivered, right? So you guys have more confidence working on Magento. I'm pretty sure on that compared to Bagisto, right? So when a customer comes, so how difficult or easy it's for you to recommend a platform, right? Because see, you work on both Magento and Bagisto, right? However, you have been working Magento for a very long time, right? So what are the actual parameters which you think or follow before recommending a platform to a customer? Because for me, or from Webcool perspective, Webcool has also been working on a lot of platforms. For us, it's also very difficult, right? Whether to pitch Magento or OpenCard or Bagisto, it's quite difficult, right? So what actually are the parameters which you guys follow before recommending a platform?
So see, sort of in 70% of cases, with the kind of type of clients that we work with, they have someone on the technical part on their side also, and they generally come with a mind that is made up that okay, they want to be on Shopify or they want to be on Magento or they want to be on some other customized platform. And in that case, yes, still in that case, or for the other 30% of the customers that we have, we first understand their requirement, what exactly they have, what is the scale that they want to reach, what is the budget that they have, what is the future planning for next 3 years that they want to achieve into. And basis that, basis the requirement, basis the budget, basis the future scale that they are looking at, we recommend them that whether they should be on Magento or they should be on Shopify Plus or they should be on a customized platform. Like a recent example, there was a client who had a kind of requirement for which we thought that the Bagisto might not be a right platform because they just wanted to, they were a B2C brand. They wanted to do a lot of integrations which are already there out there in India for B2C brands. Right? A lot of integrations, and they didn't have that huge budget. For that, I think Shopify was the best solution because they didn't have, number one, they didn't have huge budget. They just wanted to go and launch out there. They just wanted to try it out, and they wanted it very quickly to be done with 20 plus integrations, for which all those integrations are one click available with Shopify or Magento. We didn't have any other choice but to recommend. And again, even for the customer, that was the best way. If we could have gone and done that in Bagisto, it would have taken them a few months and a huge cost to integrate those APIs and everything. So yes, for that, it is the Shopify that we had to recommend. For some of the clients who, yes, are able to adapt to it, we do suggest them Magento Enterprise out of Commerce Cloud or something, and we recommend that. And for the clients like we are working with a pharmacy chain right now. They had some specific kind of requirement, and in the same way that we did POC for Sultan Centre, we did a POC for them. And for them, yes, we have recommended Bagisto. Very soon it is going to be out there in the market. We'll definitely reach out to you as soon as it's there on the move. But yes, for them it was very comfortable that okay, they wanted a hyperlocal kind of thing. Number one, hyperlocal delivery. Every pharmacy chain would need that, right? Hyperlocal delivery. So also the kind of thing that they were looking at, they needed more of the customized features rather than a module integrations or already readily available integrations to be done. For that, Bagisto was perfect. We had to select that. It all boils down to what the exact requirement of the customer is, and this is why we do recommend them the platform. Along with the budget, along with the field that they want to reach, along with the integrations that they want to do, next 3 years plan, all these things we take into consideration. And yes, we do recommend. And in the end, yes, customers they do agree because sometimes they don't agree, and they have to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, right. Sometimes
Yes.
there are ready-made solution available in some platform. You just go and give it like that.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Debanjan, talking about the community, which we spoke a lot during this conversation, right? Like when Adobe acquired Magento, even they rebranded it as by Adobe, right? Adobe like that, okay? We have seen a lot of buzz on their forum that Magento is not, taking care of the open source community, because right now they are focusing right now only on the enterprise customer, right? And that's why so many pull requests have been placed for a very long time in Magento as well, right? When we talk of community, okay, so what exactly is the thought process in your mind, behind if this open source has got this particular community behind it, okay, this should be good, okay, otherwise if it's not, I don't think it would be much preferable, because from the day one we know that we would not be able to build as large communities like Magento in a very small span of time, but what we did actually from our end is that we have tried to provide support from our end, because we know that if community is there, that's fine. But if community is not there, then who is there? Then we are there to solve the problems of our customer. Either it would be on forum or Facebook group or on tickets or whatever be the case. Okay, so we might not have as big community like Magento, but what we tried that we should be there. We try to maintain a 24-hour SLA for any query that we get from our customer, right? So what importance does a community plays here, okay, before choosing a tech stack and start working on that here?
If you allow me, I'll link this question and the previous one that you asked Mehul and Mounish, right? That when what sort of difficulty they face, we look at it. These are like facet of the same subject, two different facets, because they're trying to convince on a certain thing which they believe, and the other side people have certain certain apprehensions, like notions about it. Community plays a great role. I will tell you why. See, yes, for a moment, go back to Laravel, right? When it started, the lead author, is still supporting the core of it.
Yeah.
Go back to Linux Torvald is still supporting the core
of it, right?
Right, but the entire community is around it. Yes, for sure, it's a gain of time. Right? Till the time it grows and big. It grows big and things make it big. But specifically you guys being the author, continuing on doing this is firstly never leave this, right? Because if you want the community to exist and grow, you guys should be existing in the community, right? That's mandate. Secondly, somebody choosing technology, what does it generally look at is what is my time to make, right? And what is my ease, okay? Because even people from a non-tech background today can set up Magento with certain elements. Right. Like you just install Magento, not literally non-tech, with basic steps. They can do it. It doesn't have to have a programming experience, no sense of how structure, no architecture, nothing. Right? He just knows few things, he can set up and he can do. Why? Because the community produced a lot of plugins.
Yes.
These plugins were functionally correct for a stack and appeals to a mass forum of a retail business, regardless of the categories of it. Like take few examples, loyalty, refer a friend. And I'm giving you few examples
Yes,
to
yes.
make your answer relatable. Why the community is there. So if the community starts contributing, great. Otherwise, I would request you guys start contributing to the thing, and then when the community will join, because community will join when there's a market for it.
Right, right.
Regardless, right? So if you do this, who's gonna be your ultimate buyer? Is gonna be the people who gonna consume this, right? If you come out with these functional touch point and plugins, just couple of them standard which Magento offers out of the box in community edition, enterprise edition, like that, which are basics of retail, right? Then eventually you will have an attraction on the people consuming. The moment you have that, community attraction is starting, right? Because at the same time they will have a fear who's going to support, which you rightly said, right? Like who's going to support us. So by the way, we checked it, who's going to support if we get stuck in Bagisto. So that was one of our reasons that we went ourselves on the framework knowing that okay, this is what we have to crack it, and then we are not dependent. In a way, we did it, not everybody would do it, but which is great. The moment these things are there, functionally will start consuming, and then they'll reach out to community. And since they reach out, you guys are, and since you guys are there, it's like a a chain loop, right? And then people will join the community automatically, right? This is where community plays a big role, right? Because it's like give gift, put it in the field, it will grow, and that's when it grows, it will put more seed into it. That's what community plays a big role. Because today these things are very important. We have discussions when we discuss campaigns, business module. We are like, man, in Magento, you could have done this because if we have this kind of this compliment, there we got that, right? So this is how the conversations go, but the community is good. So this is the importance of community to somebody who consumes it, right? One, to market, second, support, right? So, and you want to gain a community attraction and build across it, just build a couple of important things for the consumers, and these consumers will look out for contributors. Then contributors will start coming to it. You get, I truly believe our community is to be. I think that's the answer.
I guess you made a very interesting point here of the community contribution. Even like many people do ask me about Bagisto and about their story. So there's one thing which I tell in every podcast is that for the open source to grow, take care of your community. Community will finally take care of you. Okay.
Yeah,
Like you need to do.
take the best example, from our experience. Take the best example of Linux. Right? It had to actually go and ensure that initial part of the Linux versions are portable across devices with electronic components. When it started consuming, community attraction built, and then it started taking care of it, and today it has an entire open source for it, right? So the first push I think comes from you guys. I'm humble with consumers like us will always be like drooling our eyes over if you bring something nice on the table. So if you guys do that first initiative, trust me, rest everything.
No, I guess that's what we definitely try. That we are not, yeah, definitely we are trying to build the community, but at the end, we always try that we should be there at the first line of defense. Okay, that if you have anything or like, so you can definitely reach out to us via any method, and we are going to help you in that. Even like I recently found out that there are 3-4 companies working on Bagisto, and 4 or 5 employees of the same company. One is on Skype, one is on Ticket, one is on forum, asking the question, and then I find out, okay, these guys are from the same company only. So let's talk with one people only, right? So we found out that yeah, definitely people are there, a different company, and a lot of people are working on the same platform, and they are trying to get the answer, and definitely we are giving them response via any method like or whatever platform they choose as a support query, right?
Yes, I'll tell you. We have Debanjan and we have been raising. I have been raising a lot of tickets. Our developers have been raising a lot of tickets with Bagisto directly on the ticketing system. For our other projects, of course, Sultan Centre does not need that you have a big team of developers working to build whatever you want. But for other projects, we have been raising.
And we broke the framework.
But we do receive a response within 24 hours. That's rightly said by Saurav. Even if it gets solved or if it does not get solved, we do get a response, and that is something that is required. When you want an answer, when you want some help, at least you get a response, and that is something that relieves you out.
Yeah, we try to project that for our customers. Bagisto guys are there at the back. Okay, so whenever you guys have anything, you guys can definitely fall back upon us. Okay, and you will definitely get a reply, right? So coming back to Sultan Center again, Debanjan, right? So e-commerce is set up and things are going fine. So what are the future prospect for Sultan Center, and what actually, if you have anything plans for future, that like, is it just going to be e-commerce, or you're going to integrate much more things in Sultan Center?
No, so as a Sultan Center, there are not many plans. It's the whole year, round the clock we work, and we have our strategy placed across this year. We have our strategy placed for. We're building the strategy for, and when I say the strategy, I mean more of a. One part is vision, another part is aligning to that vision. There's a yearly, annual strategy that we keep building on. So we are on our track. Until now, we have been on our track for our current annual strategy, and we are building our strategy for the next year. And the idea is very simple: expansion and growth. Right? At the end, retailers we have only one to do, sales. Right? So we just want our sales to grow. We don't care of anything else except the numbers and the sales that happens. And when I say this, it's a combined effort. Trust me when I say this, just words probably, but when I say it's a living experience for me. That to achieve this, it's just not tech, it's just not product, it's just not one department. It's a synchronized effort across departments to make that happen. It involves everything: supply chain, product, content, merchandising, tech, marketing, PR, branding, all of it, finance. So, yes, as I've been telling, our vision is to be that we are right now in the region number one, but our vision is to be across. There are certain areas we are to be where we are well to capture, and once we do that, our vision is to be obviously the number one company in the company site, and be there always as number one. So we are building a strategy around. We have launched our e-commerce model. People who work in this Sky type. It's called Rush. It's Kuwait. It's available. Which is 30 minutes delivery. So we have more of expansion plans like these to come across. That's what we want to do. I don't know if you want me to answer something on the tech front or just on the business front.
No, I guess that pretty much answers the question about the future prospect that you have with the.
I want to add one more thing over here, Saurabh. So when Roy said that, okay, they only look at the sales. No, that's not the case. Roy, you forgot the biggest thing that you always keep on telling us. For them, customer is the first.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Obviously.
Our
religion is sales, but our God is customer. So, yeah.
I've been to Kuwait to Sultan Centre office, and I've heard from each and everyone that even if we need to refund the whole order without anything, just do that right away. But the customer should be happy, and that is the first goal for them, and rest everything is after that. I've seen that we have actually learned a lot of things from Sultan Centre in TechSevin also, that how to keep your customer happy.
Very important. Very important. We live by every word of it, to be honest. There are cases, when you deal with volumes, there are cases when people try to act you, when people are unnecessarily frustrated. But whatever it is, being a customer, losing one customer is like losing an opportunity for great massive extent, right? So, yes, rightly said. Sorry, man, thank you for that. Our religion is same, but our God is same.
Their values are, that is what they have in their values: care and trust.
Yes. And absolutely.
No, I definitely. I think customer is the key for every business, I guess. Okay, even for us, customer is very important. However, there are so many misconceptions on open source to a lot of customer that I should get this for free, this one free, this one free, every should be free, right? But we tell them that we have not designed to fit one need. We have designed to fit, like
a mass need.
So definitely, if you have certain requirement, definitely you can request to our partners like TechSevin, okay, and they can definitely get in touch with you. So Mounish, one last thing from you, that so many people are working as a development company and offering their consultation, right? So with the experience of working with Sultan Centre, what advice you want to give to other businesses who are looking to have some similar digital transformation and what they can do in order to achieve their goals and get some more clients like this.
I'll say don't be limited to a single technology. Just try to open yourself up to multiple things. Try to understand the requirement of your customer. Try to understand from their booths. Try to wear their booths and understand that what all challenges. When we are on Magento Enterprise and with Sultan Centre, I always used to feel that this is Magento Enterprise. What else you can get better than this, right? When I sat on their side, when I understood from Debanjan and from Tony, he's someone with whom Debanjan works, right? And when I understood that, okay, this is the infra cost they are facing, this is a scale that they are looking at, and if we reach that scale with Magento, what is the n number of infra costs that will increase, we understood that yes, definitely there is something that needs to be done on. In what way we can do it. We started exploring. Earlier till 2018, we only used to work on Magento. We didn't used to work on any other technology. Slowly and steadily, we adapted to newer technologies. We started Shopify Plus on Bagisto. It is all about what your customer requires, what is best for them. Even if sometimes when the customer comes and they ask, like, okay, I rigidly say that, okay, I want to be on this. If it meets a responsibility from our side, that okay, it is a responsibility of ours to guide them that okay, you want to be there, it's okay, we can build it over there, but this is something that will be a good fit for you. So I think all the other agencies out there don't stick to a single technology, try to do a diversified thing. At the end of the day, what at TechSevin we feel is, we always say that we are an e-commerce company, and we don't say that we are a Magento company or Bagisto company. It's that we are an e-commerce tech company. You want an e-commerce, we'll build it for you. And as per your requirement, as per your budget, as per your scale that you are looking at, we'll do it on Shopify or on Magento or on Bagisto or on Salesforce, whatever it is. It depends on the requirement.
Great. That's a wonderful advice to all the companies, right? That don't stick your foot in just one technology. Try to work on various so you can offer those platforms. And I think the insights presented by Debanjan and Mehul on Sultan Centre, it will definitely help other companies to analyze, like, okay, if they are trying to make something like a application which is going to scale at this particular level, so what they can actually do before choosing a platform, right? So I guess it was a wonderful conversation, guys, to discuss on the use case of Sultan Centre and how TechSevin is working and what you guys did before choosing a platform, okay? And I hope both of you wish you all the best for the future, okay? And definitely we are looking to connect soon, not just on digitally here, but physically very soon, okay? So
yes,
we can have one more physical podcast with each other, okay? And we can discuss some more such stuff in the coming future.
That would be great. Offline podcast, I think so. That will be wonderful one.
Maybe we can have a next podcast in Kuwait and Sultan Centre office, maybe. That would be fun.
Sure. Definitely.
Fine there. Thank you guys for joining today, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This was a wonderful day, okay? And thank you all for giving your time, okay? So we'll be in touch, okay? And we'll connect soon for the next podcast.
Surely.
Thank you
so much.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Roy. Bye bye.
Thanks very much.
Bye.